evening all. Welcome to being crushed by giant wheels. No, I kid. This the ship's finally stopped. It basically, like with anything, if I don't know if you've ever done this, you forgot to put your handbrake on and you've watched your car disappear merrily into the distance. Yeah, that happened. So yeah, luckily it stopped, no damage, and now it's just a case of building. Extending the jack idea, because obviously we need to add more wheels, we need to lift all corners of the ship. So this was really just thinking, maybe we just put jacks on all points. That surely makes perfect sense, doesn't it, brah? And I think actually it does, because you'll see it does make perfect sense once we finally figure out how pistons work. In terms of the ship and status today, we're okay. We're running low on resources. That's definitely got to be the next job. Literally the number one job at this point was to get the frickin' thing so it would stop. So, you know, if the wheels aren't strong enough to hold it, then basically we're going to have to build the jacking system. So fast forward, the jacking system is now active. You're now watching the jack. Look at those little pistons. They're extending. Can you see? Can you see? And now it's lifting. See, it's lifted the wheels off. Glory be glory days, and that's worked quite nicely. So that has been a success. Amazingly, there's quite a bit of success going on at the moment. What is happening? This isn't the usual when all else fails bollocks we do, but there we go. I must admit this piston thing has been incredibly helpful, so thank you for whoever mentioned that. If you've got any more tips, please share them, because you know that was so helpful. Watching me try and flip the ship over and fit wheels, then flip it back would have not been pretty. So yeah. Anyway, I think the real kind of, I guess, challenge now is to get the thing working properly as a land vehicle. Now that's not easy. Well, it's easier said than done, because you need to have a lot of clearance. Now, at the moment, we're running a very low clearance on the suspension, right? That's just the way it is. We can fix that. That's nice and easy. That's just your ride height, and that's just literally a flick of a switch. And then you see there the spindle or the axle is at the top of the suspension mount. You can then set it to be the bottom, and then it'll give you probably like 2 meters of clearance, which isn't too bad. But I think the reality of when we refit this properly, oh no, there we go, not high enough. So this is something to bear in mind with the jacks. They have to be, I would say, pretty much fully extended. So it's like 10-meter extension. Is that right? It sounds about right, but anyway. So I think the challenge certainly still seems to be getting this ship functional. Now, the worst thing is you don't want to just build something that isn't terribly good. Do you know what I mean? I would rather it be something that really does work. Okay, so here, look, we're just increasing the size. When you see the whole thing went up, hopefully you saw that. We just added another meter to it, and I think that should be enough, but we'll see. I love the fact that that's possible. Now, it is a bit glitchy, because as you saw in the last one, the jack collapsed. It actually fell into the ice, so it fell through the surface. So just bear that in mind. That seems to be a bit of a bug still. But look, again, still can't place another wheel. Oh my god. So we're going to have to raise it even higher. But again, it's all trial and error. I think once you've set the command, I've literally set up the jack command on my cockpit now, so that every time I need it, it's just a button press and then it reverses and it does it. So I think that is just always a little bit of measurement. You know, measure twice, cut once. I think that's always the best way to go. I think generally as well, the jack system has also meant that the ship can completely stop and almost like set up a base. It would be lovely to have landing gear on the end of these pistons, so you could actually deploy landing gear through the ship and lift the ship up and stop it. That would be awesome as well. But we'll investigate. I know pistons are frighteningly unreliable. I remember this from when they first came into the game. They were a liability. They smashed up so much of my of my stuff that I built, and I didn't trust them one bit. But there we go, look, so we got more wheels coming on. We work through the night, so just fast forward, because this is just then repeating what you saw there. We're just going around every wheel, placing the wheels. I'm constantly salvaging parts from the ship to get the right amount of motors. It's painful, it really is. I need to mine. This is becoming a problem. But what we're doing basically here is just making sure that we get more wheels on the ship. It makes it a bit more controllable. I don't think it will necessarily stop it, but our car jack system is now basically going to be our handbrake. Oh, that's good. One of the wheels has fallen off. Good start. But as you can see, we're adding wheels. We've got at least 2 wheels in all the corners now. And it's starting to look pretty respectable. I think we're probably going to have 4 on each corner. I know that sounds like overkill, but that does guarantee a phenomenally robust travel, whatever, because that should give me all the power I need to stop the flipping thing. So huge fun. I must just say that this I did this on a Sunday, and I just sat and I probably played it for like 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, and I had so much fun. This game is by far still one of the most fun games that I have ever played, and I hope people have it. I hope you're not watching it and don't own it, because you're just missing out. You should be building your own creations, because it is so much fun. Anyway, look, here we go. We've now got the... Oh dear, here we go. Trying to figure out all the wheels. This is not going to be good. So we've basically got 8 wheels. There we go. That's progress for you. I think actually I've run out of materials as well at this point. So I think I wanted like 3 really on each corner, so 12 in total. But at the moment I just don't have the resources for it. So it's going to have to be basically 8 wheels, 2 on each corner, and hopefully that's enough. Now the height offset I've got there is -1.5 meters. That's dumb. I figure that out probably any minute now. That actually you want it the other way. You want it to be riding high. You probably want high friction as well. But anyway, these are just things that over the time of playing I figured out. And there we go. It's rolling. Now I did have to do a little bit of shuffling backward and forward, a la Austin Powers in Goldmember, when he just had to do forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. That was a bit like I had to do. But as you can see, it's working. It's moving. It looks pretty nice at night, doesn't it? It looks pretty epic. I think that was a real sense of achievement when I managed to get it. And look, this is just me turning around. I'm actually full power, turning round, and just trying to get it aimed back at the ice station zebra. And then look at that, we're rolling. They hating, love it. This is the exact reason I play this game, for this sort of shot. The achievement of this feeling was amazing. This land cruising carrier thing was just so good, and I just felt as if we're finally getting somewhere. It can fly, it can roll, and now all we need to do is make it stop, and that's not as easy as said and done, as you'll see here. This is now, we're back to Ice Station Zebra. You can see it's that little speck of light just above us. It's amazing how big this ship is. I forget often how big this ship is compared to things like Ice Station Zebra. This is a big ship. My plan is to park it close and then connect it using a merge block. Now, I know this is a stupid idea, but I actually do want to merge the two, and then I can use Ice Station Zebra as a refinery for the main ship. Makes sense? Surely that makes sense. Also, Ice Station Zebra has solar panels, so it can recharge the batteries. It just makes sense to do it that way. So, not maybe a merge block, maybe a connector. We'll see. Maybe we will merge the two, because I just think having the two merge does mean that actually, in theory, it probably means Ice Station Zebra will anchor the ship as well, but we'll see. I don't really want to do it while the thing is on wheels, and I certainly don't want to do it while it's on pistons, because that could get a bit screwy. But post in the comments if you would have any recommendation how to do this. Surely a connector or connection block will anchor the two, and then I can just build a merge block and then pray and just do a save and then pray that when they do merge and connect and it makes one entity, that it doesn't fire one into the orbit or whatever. I don't know, we'll see, but that's the plan. So Jack's engaged. You see it's lifting the ship up. It's a bit dark, but you can see it's now lifting the ship, so we're no longer freewheeling. This looks like to be success. I think this is what success looks like, according to space engineers. We've now basically landed the ship, we've repaired the ship, we've put wheels on the ship, we've now got it fully working as a mobile base, but it does need a lot of love. And I think the next steps, let's talk about what's going to happen now, because there we go, look at that, oh my god, that's such a sense of achievement. We made it, we finally got this beast here. And we need to put airlocks in. So this is like the first thing I do is I cut a hole in the ship. So, number one is to, oh, hang on, the wheels are spinning quite fast. That's probably not good. We need to figure that out. The handbrake works when they're elevated, obviously. So if I just press space, it stopped them there. There we go. One of the things I want to do with the ship is put lights all the way around it. So think the Nostromo when it lands on the planet LV-426 or whatever. It has these lovely, relay lights all the way around it. I want to do that because that actually does feel quite important. But there we go. So I think generally there's quite a lot left to do. There's a huge, look at that conveyor system. That needs to come out. There needs to be a whole, cutting and removing of things from the ship. But I think the first thing is to get it connected to this, because obviously there's a lot of hardware here. This is actually where a lot of my minerals went building this Ice Station Zebra, so maybe we look to scavenge this, I don't know. But either way, we've made it, it's finally here, and I think that actually now the fun begins, because we can start to really make it a proper land carrier. So start to put, like, you know, more dropships on it, more utility, and I think certainly a mining rig is needed, because without a mining rig we're kind of dead in the water. So we do need materials, and as you can see here, there's not enough. Look at the ore summary, it's not looking good. Hope you enjoyed that. We will see you very soon next time.